Good morning and welcome to the New Jersey Morning Show. Today is Friday, March 17th, and St. Patrick's Day. I'm Cara Falco.
And I'm Kristina Behr. Happy St. Patrick's Day. We're so glad you could join us today.
Absolutely. So let's see if the luck of the Irish is with us for the weather on this St. Patrick's Day. Temperatures today will warm up to around 58 degrees for inland areas under a mostly cloudy sky. Now, there could be a shower around the end of the day during the evening commute, but most of the showers will hold off until tonight and then early Saturday. Expect a high of 55 degrees today in Sussex, 59 in Flemington, 60 in Trenton. It's going to be 63 degrees in Camden today. It will be cooler along the shoreline. Temperatures range from about 53 to 55 degrees. Now, if you're headed into the city for the parade, temperatures will start out around 50 degrees when the parade kicks off. It'll warm up to around 55 this afternoon, again under a mostly cloudy sky. There could be a quick shower at the end of the parade, but nothing that's going to get you soaked. We'll have your weekend outlook coming up in just a bit.
That's always a fun parade, too, for sure.
I can imagine.
It's nice the weather's cooperating. Let's see if the roads are cooperating. Don Smith standing by in the traffic center for a check of the commute.
Yeah, thank you, Kristina. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you, and same thing, Cara, as well. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone. Let's get you over to the maps here this morning, and we unfortunately were, most of the maps were in the green, except for here. This is going to be on eastbound Route 46 in Little Falls, and we're dealing with a crash being reported here through that long-term construction. So it's always a tough ride. Now we've got the compounding of a crash as well being reported here this morning on the eastbound side, but it's also west is heavy all the way back to the Garden State Parkway. So there may be lanes closed in either direction. I'm not quite sure, but that, again, just coming into the traffic center within the last couple of moments, but we're kind of dialed back out here, back to almost Union Boulevard on the eastbound side of 46. So if you're traveling through this area, I would stay with Route 80 instead is going to be the much easier ride for you. As we widen up the maps and just a little bit of light congestion here along Route 208 as you get out towards Fairlawn this morning, kind of normal stuff there. 17 both ways from Rochelle Park is going to be just a bit heavy. We head out towards the west. Looks pretty good here along 287. Route 80, Route 46, we're fine. 23 is a little bit busy here south of 287. So you know what? Let's go to the cameras here. The only camera I have is on 287 at 23, and just depends on whether our friends at DOT are able to move the camera around. I got a feeling it's still on 287. Yeah. So this is going north here. So it's on 23 at 287. Looks like there is a spot of repair heading south. So much for that here. This morning in Riverdale could tie the ride up just a little bit for you. Palisades is fine. Rockaway 15, Oak Ridge is good all the way up to the northwestern sections of the state. 23 in Sussex, 284, 94, 206. Again, traffic really is moving along at a good pace, as it pretty much should be. Usually Fridays are normally, now it's kind of new normal, if you want to call it. On Fridays, we're dealing with lighter volume. Most of our folks using the work from home situation. Some are going to a 4-day a week. So again, Fridays are fairly light volume wise, and this being St. Patrick's Day as well, also compounding that, keeping a lot of vehicles off the roadways. 78, Clinton, Lebanon, 22. We'll kind of just stay in the North Jersey area for this first report. Turnpike, everything throughout Jersey City is good. 78, Springfield, Union, Hillside, Newark, again, 280, a little bit backed up there out towards the Stickle Drawbridge. Now let's go to the bridges and tunnels. We'll give you the freshest numbers here. About 15 at the upper for the George, about 10 for the lower, 10 for the Lincoln, and about 10 for the Holland. So that's a nice deal. If you are going to be taking mass transit into the city for the parade, that's probably the best option, is to do that. Again, the parade is running from Fifth Avenue. It goes actually up Fifth Avenue, which normally traffic comes down Fifth Avenue, but it's going up the parade from 44th all the way to 79th Street, passing Central Park. So if you aren't taking mass transit, probably the best way, because I think it's going to be awfully packed there in a little less than 2 hours time from now. Morrison, Essex, we got 15 minutes into Dover. Path is going to be on or close to schedule, so that is some welcome news. So that's what's happening here in this first report. After the break, actually, we'll take a look at Central Jersey, see how things are happening on the Irish Riviera. Ladies, we'll send it back to you.
All right. Thanks so much, Dom.
Well, a Princeton student is facing charges for allegedly pushing police officers during the U.S. Capitol riot on January 6th. 21-year-old Manahawkin native Larry Fife Giberson is accused of helping other rioters run through a line of officers and cheering on other rioters who used pepper spray against the Capitol Police. So we're still following all of that, untangling that whole thing.
Yeah.
It's been crazy.
Well, new data from the FBI revealed that New Jersey saw over 200 hate crimes in 2021. That's almost half were against African Americans, with the remainder being targeted against other minorities, including Jewish, Hispanic, and LGBTQ plus groups. Now, the data only includes information from only 184 of the state's 578 police departments, so obviously that number is set to rise.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's incredible. I mean,
not in a good way.
The thought of that, just from that small amount of reporting, is just mind-boggling.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, there's a new report that says New Jersey has the fourth most expensive civil tort system in the country. The U.S. Chamber of Commerce Institute for Legal Reform says the average cost is over $5,000 per household.
So, basically, we're looking for predictability in the law. We're looking for clarity in the law. That way, businesses don't have uncertainty as to their financial exposure to legal claims, and they can operate more profitably and, have lower prices for consumers and higher wages for workers.
The American Tort Reform Foundation said in another report that the new state Supreme Court could lead to, quote, an expansion of liability. Well, investigators are continuing to look into the circumstances surrounding the death of Sayreville Councilwoman Eunice Dwumfor last month.
Yeah, joining us now is a former state legislator, attorney, and the family's legal advisor, John Wisniewski. Thanks so much for being with us.
Good to be with both of you again. Thank you.
Thanks again, John. So where is the investigation at right now?
So last week, the family had an opportunity to sit down with the prosecutor and the investigative team, and they were given assurances that the team led by the prosecutor's office is doing everything they can to find out the circumstances behind and ultimately find who's responsible for Eunice's murder. That being said, they were also very circumspect and close to the vest in any details. They would not provide the family with any hints as to whether they had someone in mind, whether they had a motive in mind, whether they even thought they had some path to resolution of this case. It's not to say that they don't, they're just not sharing it with anyone.
Is that unusual for a case like this?
Well, I think it's probably standard operating procedure for an investigative agency to keep the details as close as possible. Remember, ultimately, one day there will be a defendant. There'll be somebody hopefully charged with this crime. And that defense attorney for that defendant is going to look at everything the prosecutor's office has done. And so it makes sense on one level to keep the details close to the vest. But you can imagine the frustration because now that a month has gone by, there is absolutely no indication that the prosecutor, the police agencies that are involved have any clue, have any leads, have any conclusions that they're coming to. And what frustrates the family is that absence of information, unfortunately, leads to unwanted speculation.
Right.
And that's the most frustrating thing.
Right. So what kind of outreach has been made to the family?
So other than the first meeting right after the event, basically around February 7th, there was a meeting last week with the family. And I think there was an acknowledgement that the prosecutor's office probably could have done a little bit better job at keeping the family informed. I think there's this uneasy tension, if you will, that they want to keep the family informed, but at this point in time, they don't have a lot to tell the family. It's certainly a mystery in this day and age with, the ever presence of cell phones and video surveillance and the newspaper accounts right after the event were full of eyewitness accounts who said they saw somebody running up towards the parkway. That with all of that information out there, there still isn't any identification of a motive, of a possible suspect, of where this might be going.
Right.
And John, we kind of see it in the TV shows and things. The longer this goes on, the more difficult it becomes.
That's true. I think one of the factors that probably is influencing the opinion on this is that I think as a society, we've become accustomed to watching homicide solved on TV in 90 minutes or 2 hours. And certainly that's not going to happen in this case. That being said, with the abundance of data that's out there, the video data, the cell phone data, the online data, that would help create some kind of image as to who Eunice was dealing with, who her conversations were with, who might have some axe to grind with her. That as we sit here now a month and 2 weeks after it, there doesn't seem to be any clear direction as to what the prosecutor's office is looking at, or if they have anybody under suspicion as to who's responsible. And remember, it could be one person, it could be more than one person.
Right. What made you want to take on this case particularly?
Well, the family approached me through their pastor, Carl Badu, because they were feeling that they had no voice in the process. They're an immigrant family. They're not as accustomed to the American justice system as perhaps others may be. They were frustrated that they hadn't heard from anyone involved in the investigation other than in the immediate aftermath. And so they asked if I would help them out and be an advocate for them to facilitate a meeting and facilitate ongoing communications with the investigative agencies, so that as a mom and dad who lost a daughter, as grandparents of a child who lost a mother, that they have an ability to just keep abreast of this and have their concerns heard.
Yeah, absolutely. And just briefly, John, how is the family doing? Since all this happened, obviously it's heartbreaking, but.
Eunice, I mean, I got to know Eunice briefly. I've lived in Centerville my entire life. I've gone to council meetings, had the opportunity to meet with her. Couldn't have been a more lovely young woman who had the whole world ahead of her. And just based on what I know about her, the family certainly is 1,000 times more devastated at the loss of such a young, vibrant woman, mother of their grandchild, somebody that, would have celebrated her 31st birthday on March 1st. All of that cut short for reasons that we can only, at this point in time, guess at. But, no matter what the dispute was, whether it was financial or emotional or social or political, it certainly never justifies what's happened here.
No,
right.
Absolutely
hopefully
not.
we do get some answers soon, because, everybody has been very dedicated to this case. Just even seeing it on television, people want to know what happened. So, John, thanks for your work, and thanks for coming on the show this morning. We appreciate you.
Great to be with you, and I'll keep you updated as events happen.
Thanks.
Yes,
Thank
thanks.
you. Well, coming up next, a statewide festival happening this year where they're holding more than 100 events across New Jersey.
Plus, why New Jersey high school students may have to do one less thing to graduate.
Hey, and you can now watch the New Jersey Morning Show live on Roku. Just get the On New Jersey Roku app, then click Watch Live. It's free, no cable subscription required. And if you miss the show, you can always watch it anytime on demand on Roku.
You're watching On New Jersey, the Garden State source for news, talk, sports, and entertainment.
We have big news here for On New Jersey.
We have an amazing show tonight, as we always do.
We are here at the iconic Drum Thwacket in Princeton with First Lady Tammy Murphy.
Will audiences be expecting you to talk Real Housewives issues?
We're going to be discussing everything from working with small businesses to mental health initiatives.
Work has begun on the New Jersey Hall of Fame at American Dream Mall.
Here now to give us some more insight on the Giants' 5-1 start is Paul Patino. Paul, great to have you back on. Thanks for spending a few minutes with us.
Yeah, you're going to come at us, we're going to come at you 10 times harder.
Watch the Italian America Show every Sunday night at 8 p.m. on News 12 Plus and celebrate the best of Italian American culture. Each week, we will feature an exclusive interview with a prominent Italian American from around the country. You can watch the Italian America Show on Optimum 61, Verizon 530, or stream live from anywhere on News12.plus. For more on Order Sons and Daughters of Italy in America, visit osaya.org and follow along on social media.
Welcome back to the New Jersey Morning Show. Our weather headlines, not as stormy as they were last week. That's the good news. We're expecting a little bit of rain showers, though, tonight into early Saturday morning. Then quieter weather looks to dominate over the area for the next week. We will start to see some sun for Saturday afternoon with temperatures around 51 degrees. Sunday, much cooler with low to middle 40s and breezy conditions, but we do return to 50 degrees for the first official day of spring on Monday. Will it actually feel like spring next week, though? Stick around for the full 7-day forecast. That is coming up.
It's looking on the up and up there.
Yeah, we're getting there.
We're getting there.
Baby steps.
We're getting there.
Yeah.
Let's see if we're getting there to work today. Don Smith is in the traffic center for us.
Yeah, thank you, Cara. Good morning to you. Good morning, Kristina. Not too fast here along Route 46. Let's get you over to the graphics here this morning on the St. Patrick's Day. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. Unfortunately, eastbound 46 is dealing with a crash just at the Route 3 interchange with 2 lanes closed. If you were with me for the first report, we were probably one of the first to tell you about that. Also, there's a crash on the Turnpike, truck lanes north of 12. Everything is open, but they are on the shoulder. So let's go towards that aforementioned Route 46, Route 3 mess here this morning. So this is the eastbound side of 46, just right in that long-term construction. That's what we're dealing with this crash here this morning. So they are saying that DOT is saying east, but now someone else is saying that there may be a crash going west, which could lead credence because that traffic is backed up well east of the Garden State Parkway. So that westbound side could run you about 10 plus minutes or so. The eastbound side looking at probably 20 or 25 minutes. So if you can make your way over to Route 80 is going to be the easier option for you, getting out of Wayne into Woodland Park on over towards Patterson. Let's widen up the maps here this morning, and we'll take a look at the Garden State Parkway is fine, but the westbound side of Route 24, here we go again. We can even get a little luck of the Irish to get rid of this construction, and they are just setting this up. And yesterday, it was a horror show for most of the afternoon on westbound 24. That extended all the way back towards the mall at Short Hills. Now, you do have some options here. You could make your way over towards Kennedy JFK Parkway here this morning, passing the mall at Short Hills, and then bring that all the way on up into, what turns into South Livingston Avenue, eventually out to Route 10. That could be one option, but that's a little bit out of your way to a degree. The second option would be to essentially bail off here onto 124. And again, I'm old enough to remember when this section of 24 didn't exist between here and Columbia Turnpike. It wasn't even built. So you had to exit off here at the Short Hills Mall and then continuing on to 124, which I believe they actually renumbered to 24 at one point. But that would take you to Chatham and Madison. That would get you back up through Drew and passing FDU. Go Knights here at 6:50 this evening against the Purdue Boilermakers. So it's a 16 against the 1 later on today. It's going to be exciting stuff there for Coach Tobin Anderson in his first year. Getting out to 287. So this is going to be there till about 3 o'clock. Just be on the lookout for that. Let's continue on through Central Jersey now. As we promised, the northbound side, Route 18, promises and delivers with the roadwork setting up right on time. Again, 9 o'clock is the start time for a lot of this midday construction. We'll go till about 2:30, 3 o'clock. North on 18, just before the John Lynch Bridge, just north of 27, New Brunswick. Watch for road work there. North on 287, still pretty busy into 27. Bridgewater, Somerville, 202, 206, Route 22. We're good. 78 all the way to Clinton and Lebanon. Things are going to be fine. Now let's take a look at the Garden State Parkway now throughout Monmouth County. Is looking good. 36, Red Bank, Little Silver, Monmouth Beach, Eatontown, Long Branch, Route 9 in Freehold, 33, Colts Neck, Asbury Park, Neptune, the Irish Riviera here, Spring Lake, Belmar. It's going to be just probably mass chaos for the rest of today into tomorrow. So if you can take mass transit, I think it's going to be the good option there along the coastline. There are stops in Spring Lake as well as into Belmar and even into Asbury Park. So that could be a nice option to just walk. And again, please use those designated drivers or Ubers if you are going to be reveling in the St. Patty's Day festivities. 29, just a that's really 129 really there, but 29, 195, 295 around the Capitol is good. So is the Pennsylvania extension of the Turnpike. And we'll kind of cut it off here in Toms River, Seaside Heights, 35, Route 9, the typical delays in Lakewood. This is all because the way the road is designed, I should say. And I know there is a plan to get that finally reconstructed eventually. Let's go to our Hudson River crossings, and hopefully the times will come on up here this morning. While we're waiting for that, let's go back to transit. Everything is on or close, about 15 minutes on the Morris and Essex. Let's see if our travel times have come through. Let's try this again. See what happens, if they will come on in. There we go. About 15 for the upper for the George, 10 across the board for the rest, though. Very, very light volume here this morning. That's what's happening here in the traffic center. Cara and Kristina, send it back into you.
Thanks so much, Don. So Clean Ocean Action is holding its 38th annual Spring Beach Sweep on April 1st. The organization will be cleaning litter at 70 different beaches along the Jersey Shore. In 2021, almost 8 million pieces of garbage were cleaned off the shoreline by volunteers.
Yeah.
I am the person at the beach who will.
Cleans
First,
up
I
trash.
bring my own garbage
Yeah.
bag for my food waste and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then I always take a walk on the beach, and I take the bag with me, and I am that lady that's standing there pulling all the garbage.
And by
out
the
of
way,
sand.
Clean Ocean Action, they are setting a record this year with the amount of beach cleanups that they're doing.
It's incredible.
So yeah, we were supposed to do it last year with my sons. They really want to do it. I think we're going to sign up again this year. But literally the day before, we all got COVID.
Oh no!
So we're like, probably not a good idea.
Probably
to be around
not.
other people.
Yeah. Exactly.
But they do such amazing work, and it's getting bigger and bigger every year. They need volunteers, so if you are interested, it's really easy to sign up online.
Yeah.
So
and it's so I mean, the Jersey Shore is so beautiful, and there's been so much work put into.
Why are people still
keeping
littering?
It clean? I know.
There's trash cans everywhere.
Yes.
Like literally, you cannot miss them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
clean up after yourselves,
Absolutely.
people. Come on.
Absolutely.
Well, New Jersey's arts and culture will be on full display during a brand new statewide festival coming to the Garden State later this year. New Jersey's Lisa Marie Falvo tells us where they'll hold over 100 events.
Governor Phil Murphy and First Lady Tammy Murphy took the stage at NJPAC to announce the North to Shore Festival, an extraordinary three-city celebration of arts and technology, kicking off on June 7th.
We are a state that attracts and grows top-notch talent. It is far past time that we shine a light on all that sets our state apart.
As you can see, dozens of names are lighting up above. I want to highlight that North to Shore is not only for headliners. In fact, we will be showcasing many more performers who are destined to be the headliner tomorrow.
This month-long festival will showcase the talent, diversity, and creativity of the Garden State. Atlantic City will be the first host city, followed by Asbury Park and Newark. Tickets for the North to Shore Festival will go on sale Friday, March 17th at northttoshore.com. For the latest updates on the North to Shore Festival and all Garden State news, follow us, ONNJ.com.
That looks so amazing.
It's going to be great. And, Governor Murphy said he was inspired by the South by Southwest Festival. And so he's like, why not bring it here? And it makes perfect sense. You have artists that are from New Jersey going to be performing, like Halsey. She's from Edison. So it's just an amazing group so far.
I'd love it if they could convince the Jonas Brothers to
I have a feeling.
come back.
I have a feeling because they have a brand new album out, so it makes perfect sense.
It would make sense.
That they would come back. But I mean, they did the MTV VMAs when they were last year when they were in Jersey. So it makes perfect sense. So fingers crossed. We'll see. Well, a special education teacher is suing the Bordentown School District, accusing them of firing her after she complained about understaffing. The teacher, Brianna Mostak, says that she was terminated without cause last February after taking a leave of absence, she said, because of stress and anxiety. Now, in the suit, she also accused the district of defaming her by publicly accusing her of abuse. The school district has not commented on the lawsuit.
That is
a tricky one.
That is a tricky one.
Yeah.
I mean, I know so many schools are understaffed.
Struggling.
Teachers are under a lot of stress and pressure. So
even before COVID.
Yeah.
I mean, COVID made everything worse, but those issues were still in place beforehand.
Absolutely. So, so that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
We'll see how they pull that one apart. A new bill in the state assembly would eliminate the standardized test required for high school students in New Jersey to graduate. Education advocates who support the bill say students have too many standardized tests. The bill is currently with the Assembly's Education Committee. And once again, I know I have several family members and friends who are educators here in New Jersey. And even for the kids, those tests are terrifying.
Yeah,
because
they're
it's that
terrifying.
you put so much focus on that one particular goal, and they're not really learning in the way that they should or they could.
Yeah. So they actually just took the test this week, the juniors. And so if this is passed, which it seems likely it will, it starts the next year.
The next year.
Yeah. So these kids are probably like, oh, man.
They just missed it.
But yeah, no, I agree. I think it's too much testing. And you put so much clout in a test where does it really test their ability and the understanding and the learning aspect of it?
And that's so much of it. I think so many kids learn in different ways and they can recite it back to you essentially in a different way. And maybe a paper test is not.
I was a terrible test taker.
See, and I was a very good test taker for the most part. I'm terrible at math to this day.
Same. But it was like, give me an essay and I'll be fine.
All day long.
So it's like every kid is different.
Right, everyone's different.
So it's, I think it's a great thing.
Absolutely.
I think they should drop it.
Absolutely. So. Speaking of another great thing going on in New Jersey, this is a lot of fun. The Queen of the World pageant is holding its international finale competition and coronation in Morristown tomorrow night. Joining us now to talk about it is the pageant CEO and executive producer, Alice Lee Gianetta. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Thanks for being with us. Tell us, what makes the international finale so special?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me back. This is such a pleasure to be back in Morristown, New Jersey. This is incredibly unique because we have women from all different backgrounds, all different age groups coming from all over the world and all over the United States to Morristown to compete for the international title. So it's really diverse, and I think that's what makes Queen of the World truly a modern pageant experience.
I love that. And you guys are also doing a special honor. Mary Dougherty will be honored for her community service, so she's going to be receiving Queen of Achievement. What impact has she left in her community?
Yes, absolutely. We are very honored to have Mary Dougherty as our inaugural Queen of Achievement. One of the hallmarks of Queen of the World pageant is we want to highlight women who are really contributing to the community. Mary is known for her initiative supporting women in business in Morristown, and she has been volunteering in the community for decades. So we felt that her example of empowering other owned women businesses, small businesses, local businesses to thrive really is a perfect partnership for Queen of the World. Many of our contestants are business owners. They are professionals. They range from 19-year-old college students to grandmothers.
Wow.
So we think that, having Mary, who is such a modern woman, is a perfect match for our Queen of the World.
And what makes New Jersey a good place to hold this kind of event?
Well, I love New Jersey. I started my career in New Jersey. I'm a lawyer by training, and my first job out of law school was a law clerk in Newark, New Jersey. And after my clerkship, I worked for several law firms in New Jersey, and I was able to meet my husband, who is a proud Jersey boy, born and raised. So New Jersey has always been personally very important to me, and I absolutely love Morris County. That last year, as well as this year, we collaborated with Sheriff Gannon of Morris County. Last year, our contestants took a tour of the historic courthouse right here in Morris County, thanks to the sheriff, and we got the opportunity to learn about his Hope One initiative, which is to educate and distribute Narcan to everyone in the community without judgment. This year, we had the honor of collaborating with the sheriff again, and he is sponsoring this amazing free prom store for Table of Hope, which is to collect gently used prom dresses for Morris County students to have a wonderful experience to shop for prom for those who might not be able to afford it otherwise. So when the Sheriff Gannon informed me of this initiative, I told my contestants, and we have gathered more than 85 beautiful dresses, which we presented to Table of Hope. And we presented to Sheriff Gannon yesterday right here at the Hyatt Regency Hotel. And these were dresses from my contestants from Brazil, Philippines, Japan, just from all corners of the world, just wanting to contribute to everyone in Morris County. So we are really privileged and honored to be here and to be able to give back to the community.
That's fantastic. Where can people find out more information about it?
Yes, please visit our website, queenoftheworldpageant.com. Our coronation and finale is this Saturday, March 18th, 6 p.m. It is right here at the Hyatt Regency Ballroom, at the Terrace Ballroom. So if you are free, please come and watch and support our contestants in person. Come support Mary Doherty, who will be crowned on stage as Queen of Achievement this Saturday. And if you want to watch us online, if you cannot make it in person, we will be broadcasting our pageant for free on our pageant Instagram and also on our pageant Facebook. Both links are on our website, queenoftheworldpageant.com.
Amazing. Alice, thank you so much for talking to us this morning. We appreciate your time. You look beautiful as always, and I'm sure the girls of Morris County are going to really appreciate those gorgeous gowns you guys donated. Thanks again.
Thank you. Thank you, ladies. Thank you.
Such good stuff.
Yeah.
And those, I love those charities that give the girls, you know, because
so
those dresses
many of
get
them.
expensive.
They really do, and it's, you know, you wear them once, and then what?
And then what?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So.
Exactly. Coming up next, why Rider University's student-run radio station was voted the best in the country. We're going to talk to them.
Plus, what 100 New Jersey towns have in common.
You can always find us over on social media. Search for @NJ Morning Show on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, and click follow.
You're watching On New Jersey, the Garden State source for news, talk, sports, and entertainment.
We have big news here for On New Jersey.
We have an amazing show tonight, as we always do.
We are here at the iconic Drum Thwacket in Princeton with First Lady Tammy Murphy.
Will audiences be expecting you to talk Real Housewives issues? We're going to be discussing everything from working with small businesses to mental health initiatives.
Work has begun on the New Jersey Hall of Fame at American Dream Mall.
Here now to give us some more insight on the Giants' 5-1 start is Paul Patino. Paul, great to have you back on. Thanks for spending a few minutes with us.
Yeah, you're going to come at us, we're going to come at you 10 times harder.
Watch the Italian America Show every Sunday night at 8 p.m. on News 12 Plus and celebrate the best of Italian American culture. Each week, we will feature an exclusive interview with a prominent Italian American from around the country. You can watch the Italian America Show on Optimum 61, Verizon 530, or stream live from anywhere on News12.plus. For more on Order Sons and Daughters of Italy in America, visit osaya.org and follow along on social media.
All right, guys, welcome back to the show. Let's get another look at the forecast. It's going to be nice and mild today with temperatures around 58 degrees, though some inland areas in the southern part of the state could actually get into the low 60s despite the mostly cloudy sky. We will see rain showers tonight into very early Saturday morning, especially for the Trenton to Belmar corridor and points south. We'll start to see some sun make an appearance for the afternoon, temperatures in the low 50s. Sunday becomes much cooler with temperatures only into the low 40s, but the breeze is going to make it feel even colder. Take a look at our full 7-day outlook. Next week looks dry at this point with temperatures around the low 50s, which is very near normal. There will be a storm system forming in the southeastern U.S. by the middle of the week, but it looks to stay to the south of New Jersey. Of course, we'll continue watching the guidance should that track change, and obviously we'll let you know all about it right here.
Looking more like spring every day. That's
Absolutely.
Well, Don Smith has another look at the traffic for us.
Thank you, Kristina. Good morning to you. Good morning, Cara. And yeah, for the most part, we're doing pretty well. Let's get you over to the maps. We'll start off for our good friends in South Jersey, especially Cape May County, Atlantic County. Top of the morning to you. Route 9, Garden State Parkway is fine. Cape May, Wildwood, Stone Harbor, not an issue. Atlantic City, Egg Harbor Township is clear, 347. 55, we're doing very, very nicely. Even over towards the Deptford, Voorhees area, Mount Laurel, Berlin. Everything is clear all the way down to the Delaware Memorial Bridge. 70 also going to be in good shape. So is 295 and your Garden State Parkway through Toms River. A little slowdown here in Lakewood along Route 9, but nothing to get terribly excited about here this morning. Through Belmar and Spring Lake and Asbury Park, Neptune, we're fine along 71. If you're going to be reveling in St. Patrick's Day festivities here along the Irish Riviera, probably take mass transit. Could be a nice option. The coastline drops you off either in Spring Lake or Belmar, and just kind of walk to your favorite destination. Northbound on the Parkway, looks like the local lanes have a little spot of construction here this morning. As you come up in towards 109, that's that normal bridge repair that seems like it's never going to end. We'll take a look at two particular spots I want to talk to you about. The first is going to be along Route 18 here north of Route 27 into the John Lynch Bridge. Watch for some road work there. Also, we're dealing with a good ride throughout Union County. Most of Somerset County is in good shape, but it's this westbound 24 situation is really piling on the traffic now because of construction just before Columbia Turnpike and Florham Park. You could go 124. Again, lots of traffic lights, lots of folks getting out and heading for their morning coffee and so forth for the small shops there in Chatham and Madison. So it could be a little bit slow through that location. You could also take Kennedy Parkway over to South Livingston Avenue and bring yourself back to Route 10. That's another way around that, or just locally through Livingston and back over to Columbia Turnpike. But this year is probably going to run you a good another 10 minutes or so. And yesterday we saw this well east of the mall at Short Hills back into Summit. So again, just be mindful. The volume is much lighter than it was yesterday. So I think that is certainly going to help out here this morning. We continue on over to the other big problem is this eastbound side of Route 46 is all tuned up, getting in towards the Route 3 interchange with a big crash being cleared there. Let's go to the DOT, and we've got eastbound 46 at the Route 3 split, and then westbound Route 3. Watch for a crash there as well, almost in the exact same spot. We do have some cameras there. Let me see. There's really only one that may show us something along Route 3, and that's if it's working here at the Parkway. Let's take a look at that. And yeah, looking the wrong way. So it's the westbound side. So we're east of the Parkway. Unfortunately, there's nothing on 46 right in that location of the accident here out by Valley Road. We'll put it in both directions, a crash in either direction there. So maybe stay with Route 80 instead. Rest of North Jersey is looking good. We go to transit. We still have about 15 minutes here on the arrival into Dover because of mechanical issues and path. We had some earlier trouble on Journal Square to the 33rd, but they've resumed service again. That was like normal service 2 hours ago. So I think we're in pretty good shape there. And our Hudson River crossing, still about 10 minutes here, maybe 15 for the upper for the George, but 10 across the board for the rest of our Hudson River crossing. So again, friends, all in all, a fairly light morning as we progress here on this St. Patrick's Day. Ladies, we'll send it back to you.
Thanks so much, Don. St. Patrick's Day is here, and New Jersey has no shortage of celebrations. That's partly thanks to the Garden State's large Irish American population. Over 1.1 million New Jerseyans have Irish ancestry. Now, according to the Census Bureau, over 100 towns are at least 25% Irish. That ancestry is reflected around New Jersey this time of year, of course, with the parades, the Irish food, and other celebrations. I think every weekend so far this month has had some sort of parade for Irish heritage, and it's going on actually even through April. There's a couple of them.
They're waiting for the better weather.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know what? They waited and it's coming. So
there you go. There you go. The Symposia Community Bookstore is a nonprofit serving the Hoboken community. Their entire store is full of donated books, and the store also serves as a community center.
I think in this day and age, it's hard. People are away from their families, their tribe, and people who love to read. It's a great opportunity to meet other fellow humans who like the same thing.
The store also holds events like open mics, birthday parties, even a puppet theater for kids. I love that. I mean, that's,
it's old school.
It is. And she's right, though. It is, those are those great free opportunities to meet like-minded people and
your community.
Socialize.
That's really cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love this next story.
Yes.
Rider University's student radio station, WRRC, has been named the best college station in the country for schools with less than 10,000 students.
So cool. Joining us now is the station's general manager, John Moses, and co-production director, Nick Witkowski. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks for having us. Thank you.
And we're so happy to see you guys. Could you tell us, what was the feeling when they told you you got this national recognition?
Well, we were in a room with about 1,000 other students from colleges across the country, coast to coast. It was one of the last awards given for the evening. We were already at that point 0 for 6, and then we won one, and it was for best sports update for our sister radio station, 107.7 The Bronx Retro. Jake Serrano took that home, and we thought, okay, well, maybe we have a chance or whatever, or maybe that's the award we'll win for this year. And they called our name, and really, we were in all different parts of the Sheraton Hotel in Times Square, New York City. And so basically the whole room erupted because we were everywhere spread out. And the elation was just, it was amazing. It was amazing to see the students get so excited about winning that award.
That's amazing. What do you think it is about you guys that you were able to accomplish this?
I think, Nick can probably attest this as well too, but I think we put students in real world situations. We really try to, right here we call it engaged learning opportunities. So we give them this opportunity to succeed. So whether it's an on-air show, whether it's production like Nick does, or Nick also does Wake Up Rider, our daily student morning show, or our events that we do on and off campus, from our Scream Screen event to broadcasting live from the Philadelphia Auto Show or Flower Show. We try to put them in situations where they learn, they grow, and then they succeed once they leave Rider.
That's amazing.
Absolutely incredible. So Nick, again, as you were talking about, you are the host of Wake Up Rider, which was also nominated for Best College Morning Show. Can you tell us a little bit about what you do with the radio station there?
So I do host Wake Up Rider, which is now award nominated for Best College Morning Show in the nation, which is a super cool experience. And shout out to my guys, Owen, Trey, for helping out with the show every day, because it's a lot to put together. I also do production, and I create imaging for a lot of the station's big events and on-air events like the 80s Weekend. We have Black Voices Weekend, and a couple of others, along with the Scream Screen annual event that we host here on campus, and which is a drive-in movie, and the Eggs and Egg Hunt, which is a 10,000 eggs egg hunt that we all do every year here at the Bronx. But it's like, how would I would put the Bronx as a family, something that we all have come together as an exec staff to really push the envelope for what we do as a radio station, let alone a student-run organization. So getting the award was an amazing opportunity, and just doing it together makes what we do here so special.
Yeah, you mentioned some of the other things you guys are involved with too. I mean, it sounds like a lot. It's not just the station. Tell us some of the other activities you've been involved with.
So kind of how we've made our mark, I guess, in the college radio world is, like Nick said, with the event. So we started out many years ago when I first came here with a little event that we called Rider Student Top Chef, where students would submit recipes. The people at the dining hall would decide the top 3, and then they would cook those recipes for the campus, and students would vote on it. And we had to and that was kind of the way we got things started. And then one day I was at a sponsor's, and the sponsor said to us, hey, what would you guys like to do? Like, what would you really like to do? And I said, well, 2 things. We want to have a gigantic egg hunt, and I'd love to give away a car. And he said, done. So our friends at Team Toyota have hooked us up. We're now on the 8th year of this contest. It's called Cruising from Commencement. And every year, we give a graduating senior the opportunity to win a car. What they have to do is they create a 2.5-minute video about their rider experience, and then that gets judged. And at the end of the contest, one of those lucky entries gets to receive that car.
Wow. I want to go back to school.
I know.
I want to go here.
Nick,
This
I have
sounds
to tell you, did you do college radio when you were in school?
I didn't. No, I went to Boston University and they had a college radio station, but it wasn't like this at all.
So Nick, and I would love to know like what year you're in and how long you've done this,
Yeah.
because I did college radio and Rutgers also happened to have a college television station
Yeah,
where
they had
I
that
got
at
my
mine.
start as well.
Yeah.
So are you looking forward to kind of applying into your postgraduate life?
Well, this has been my dream for a long time. I actually started as a freshman in high school because my high school had a radio station in there.
Oh, wow. So cool.
Yeah, we learned the ropes from there. And then as my love grew for it, I was like, well, I'll do it in college. And then I came in here, met John during an admitted students day. And then I remember the very next day I was in here starting my first commercial. My plans, somewhere in radio, no matter what it is. I'm kind of just testing everything out and dipping my feet in everything that radio and entertainment has in store for me, and just hoping for the best. But I'm loving what I'm doing now, and this is probably one of the best places to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Learn everything. I mean,
Yes.
that's the thing. And I could hear you on Z100 like tomorrow.
Yes,
absolutely.
100%.
You sound like you could be on Z100 tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Congratulations, you guys. This is awesome. Where can people find out more information about the program?
Well, I mean, they can go to rider.edu and find out about our radio podcasting major and minor, but also what they can do if they want to listen, they can do that, after they're done, of course, watching you guys. They can go to 1077thebronx.com and they can click our listen live button and they can listen to 1077 The Bronx WRRC FM and our sister station, which was also nominated for Best Online Radio Station this year, 1077 The Bronx Retro. So we're proud of both, and certainly go to the Riders website and to our website to be able to come to school here and to listen to our award-winning radio station, we can say now.
That is so amazing.
Absolutely amazing. John and Nick, you guys are both doing incredible things. Nick, keep going. John, keep going. We look forward to seeing you both in the future. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having us.
Have a great weekend. It's so, I love seeing them because I am still in touch with my
program.
Journalism professor.
That's great.
I mean, to have somebody like that who really touched your life, who taught you
The
so
ropes.
much,
Yeah.
and really guided you in what is a difficult business to navigate,
100%.
for sure.
Yeah.
But to just come out of these colleges with that real world experience, I mean, that's
And it's interesting that
tremendous.
Nick was saying that they had it in his high school. So many high schools now have amazing
Yes.
production studios. Even I would have killed if my high school had something like that.
Yeah.
Would have, and so many are now turning towards that and being more hands-on in some of these crafts. It's just
Yeah.
amazing to see. And that's where you really shape, these kids going off to school, because once you get to that college, you're like, well, maybe I don't like this so much, or maybe I do. Maybe you want to
And that's
pursue
where
it.
you get to change your mind and
Yes,
play with it.
Yes,
Absolutely.
so I love that. I love that idea.
Really, really good stuff. Up next, a final look at your traffic and weather.
Also have the latest entertainment news in the Behr Buzz.
Hey, don't forget, you can now watch the New Jersey Morning Show live on Roku. Just get the On New Jersey Roku app, click Watch Live. It's free, no cable subscription required. And if you ever miss the show, you can watch it anytime on demand on Roku.
You're watching On New Jersey, the Garden State source for news, talk, sports, and entertainment.
We have big news here for On New Jersey.
We have an amazing show tonight, as we always do.
We are here at the iconic Drum Thwacket in Princeton with First Lady Tammy Murphy.
Will audiences be expecting you to talk Real Housewives issues? We're going to be discussing everything from working with small businesses to mental health initiatives.
Work has begun on the New Jersey Hall of Fame at American Dream Mall.
Here now to give us some more insight on the Giants' 5-1 start is Paul Patino. Paul, great to have you back on. Thanks for spending a few minutes with us.
Yeah, you're going to come at us, we're going to come at you 10 times harder.
Watch the Italian America Show every Sunday night at 8 p.m. on News 12 Plus and celebrate the best of Italian American culture. Each week, we will feature an exclusive interview with a prominent Italian American from around the country. You can watch the Italian America Show on Optimum 61, Verizon 530, or stream live from anywhere on News12.plus. For more on Order Sons and Daughters of Italy in America, visit osaya.org and follow along on social media.
It is St. Patrick's Day, of course, and attendees at the New York City St. Patrick's Day Parade will have the luck of the Irish today. Temperatures will be around 50 degrees and the parade kicking off, of course, at 11 a.m., but it'll warm up to 55 for the afternoon. That's pretty good. While it will feel milder, it'll be mostly cloudy. We do have some rain showers going into early Saturday morning, especially for the coastal region of the state. Temperatures will cool down to the low to middle 40s for Sunday, but the breezy conditions will be back. However, we'll be right back into the low 50s for the first half of next week with dry conditions. So that's not bad.
I like all those little sunshines across the screen. I'm okay with that.
We're good.
All the 50s.
I think it's smooth sailing from here. We'll have to ask Mike when he's back. But,
but it looks like it's going in the right direction.
Yes.
Absolutely. Speaking of going in the right direction, Don Smith has one last look at your morning commute.
Yeah, thanks, Cara. Not really going in the right directions we'd kind of would like it planned here for this St. Patrick's Day. Good morning, Kristina. Let's get you over the maps. And we're still dealing with this big crash along Route 46 going east, right by Valley Road. There's also another crash westbound, pretty much right where Route 3 and 46 come together through that long-term construction. So completely take this off of your list probably for a little while longer at least. No ETA on the cleanup, but again, hopefully no one is seriously injured. But Route 80 is going to be the option for you. Let's go to the cameras here. The only camera I have on 46 is way back at Union Boulevard, and you can see here. Let me just expand this camera here for a moment, and we'll just take a look together. You can see eastbound 46 is just hammered here from Union Boulevard all the way into Valley Road because of that crash is still being clear. So that's going to run you probably another 15, 20 minutes or more. So again, Route 80 is going to be the best option here this morning. Coming out of the Wayne area on over towards Woodland Park. Let's widen up the maps. And for the most part, the luck of the Irish is with us. Green across the board here along 17 at 208 at 287, 23, all the way up towards Northwest Jersey and Hamburg, Wantage, all the way up to High Point State Park. As we continue through Branchville, 206, Lafayette, Sparta, Oak Ridge, everything is moving along fine. So is Route 80 from Stanhope, Blairstown, Hope, 46 in White Township. Not much happening. The only other thing that I'm really seeing as far as major backups is this westbound 24 construction just as you get up just before Columbia Turnpike and Florham Park. That traffic, we're almost back to 124 in Kennedy Parkway in the Mall at Short Hills. Yesterday, we were well east of this. Now, the road work has only been out there for about an hour. Lighter than normal volume on a Friday could maybe help out the situation slightly. But again, there's only one lane that's open, and that will be the far right lane. So you could either take Kennedy Parkway up to South Livingston Avenue, which I think maybe some of our friends may be thinking about as well, or take 124 through Chatham and Madison. This is kind of the old way of 24. 124 didn't exist here between Kennedy Parkway all the way to Florham Park and Columbia Turnpike to get yourself into Morristown. So if you're heading out to Morristown Hospital, a lot of folks use 24 to get out that way. Definitely give yourself some additional travel time. Let's continually widen this up now. 78 looks pretty good as well. Seeing some delays here along 202 out towards the Reddington area. Looks like we may have some road work here this morning. Let me bring in the construction tab here. We'll take a look at that. We'll go to Somerset County. Just this should be in the list if populated just yet. And we go to Somerset County. That's 22 westbound in North Plainfield, but nothing being reported here. But I'm pretty much going to go with some construction. We'll say this is out by Witten Road in that area. So that's just kind of coming in. Again, this is the heart of the midday construction is between 9 and 3 o'clock. The rest of the state, the Turnpike is going to be in pretty good shape. Parkway is fine. You know, if you're heading down towards Spring Lake and Belmar and St. Patrick's Day, best idea probably is to take the coastline. I think will be a lot easier for you instead of finding parking. 295, Deptford 55, 322, all in good shape. Atlantic City, Wildwood, Cape May, Ocean City. Beautiful. Let's go to transit. We'll check that out. Still about 15 minutes on that train into Dover. It's supposed to be getting there in about 20 minutes or so. Path is on or close to schedule. SEPTA is going to be looking good. And about 15 for the upper at the George, about less than 10 for the lower Lincoln, as well as the Holland tunnels. And that's what's happening here in the traffic center on Friday. Have a fantastic Friday. Drive safely. Be careful out there. Use that designated driver. Use the Uber drivers. Celebrating St. Patrick's Day. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. And we'll send it back to you, ladies, and we'll see you next week.
so much, Don.
Time now for the Behr Buzz and a big opening weekend for Shazam! Fury of the Gods. The newest additions to the DCEU are the mysterious daughters of Atlas in the long-anticipated sequel starring Zachary Levi. You're looking at one of them, Goddess Anthea, played by Clifton's own Rachel Zegler. She's the youngest daughter of Atlas, the god of war in Greek mythology. She also plays the sister of Lucy Liu and Dame Helen Mirren in the film. Here's a quick peek from the movie.
I don't know how we fight powers like this.
You think I know how to fix this dude, but I really don't.
Baby, everyone can be worthy. Let's give it a chance. Now go fight for your family.
It looks really good. The 21-year-old Jersey actor who made her big screen debut in West Side Story told Jimmy Kimmel on Jimmy Kimmel Live this week that she got her start singing at weddings and funerals through her church here in New Jersey, before, of course, being discovered by Steven Spielberg. The rest was history. Now she's set to star next in the Snow White live-action film and the Hunger Games sequel, two huge movies. Her Shazam co-star, by the way, Michelle Borth, born in Secaucus, raised in New York City. So a lot of Jersey connections.
Hey, there you
Always,
go.
Yeah.
It's so funny that she was discovered and tried. It just took me back to Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
And you know.
And her audition tapes, if you have time to kill, go on YouTube. I mean, she's like singing in her bathroom, just this ridiculous voice. And it's like no surprise she was chosen for that role, which is now, iconic for her. And she said people approach her all the time, everywhere, singing the West Side Story song. So, just all good things coming out of Jersey, always.
Always. Always. We do all the good stuff here. That does it for the good stuff on the New Jersey Morning Show today. I'm Cara DeFalco.
And I'm Kristina Behr. We'll see you back here Thursday at 9 a.m.